It's mental. That is absolutely mental. I mean, some people just, I don't mean it's in a harsh way, but sort of, realistic way. Some people just may not never get that chance. And for you two, like lifelong wrestling fans, to achieve that, I mean, I've got to ask. I mean, AEW looks like a fantastic place to be. Looks like it has a great atmosphere, but you both were there. So if you can both tell me in separate ways, how was your experience in All Elite Wrestling?
Phenomenal.
Yeah, it's just an amazing experience. Getting the experience being at such a big stage and just seeing how things work is so tremendous for us. That way it prepares us for whatever this crazy wrestling journey may take us. Like, we got to see what it's like to be on the big stage.
And it's, I mean, besides the thousands of fans and the level of production, like, it's, the same as wrestling somewhere else. Like, at the end of the day, it's still wrestling, but it's at such a higher level. And the things we learned while wrestling there have helped us achieve or succeed on the indies so well and so fast. Like we said, 3 months before we had gotten called up, people have been wrestling for 20 years and haven't had that opportunity. And we're very fortunate. We definitely attribute it to obviously our training, but like we worked really hard on the indies.
We're working our asses off.
You're representing QT and the Nightmare Factory. I mean, if he's not going to, he's not just going to put you on TV if he doesn't trust you. You are representing him. It's a bad reputation if you came across. Well, you didn't, and I've seen all your matches really well. But if you had, then pull the plug.
Yeah, there was, I think, 5 people from the first camp who got called up before us, and not to say that put a chip on our shoulder, because it's not like we weren't promised anything, or like there was no reason for us to be there at that time. Yeah. So we went on the indies and we worked hard to get noticed. So like, we don't, at the end of the day, everyone's going to say, oh, you're Cody's guy, you're QT's guy, that's why you're here. We don't want that. We want everyone to be like, no, they worked their ass off to get this spot. With or without the favoritism, they're here because they worked hard. Like you said, 40 matches in 7 months, 8 months. And that's with having this cast on for 2 months, still working with that, traveling to 8 different states,
long car rides,
just to get any face time.
Life of a professional wrestler. Like, it's just the commitment that you have to do. I mean, I'm not going to say, I can rate because I'm not a wrestler, I'm a podcaster, but I respect anyone that does it, like yourselves.
Yeah.
And the fact that, I mean, I thought you put in a good showcase. You sold your asses off. What match was it? I think it was against the Gun Club. And just,
that was fun.
I mean, did any of you mark out, by the way? It's like, it's Billy fucking Gunn.
Oh my God, yeah. When he hit me with that punch, I was on the ground. I was like, I just got knocked out by Billy Gunn. That's pretty cool. Like, just growing up being a fan of DX and getting in trouble because you're telling your friends to suck it, like, and then being in the ring with Mr. Ass and the Ass Boys, wild.
What is his secret, by the way? He's nearly 60, and he's just
I don't know, but I need it.
Yeah, I wish we knew. I really, really wish we knew.
I wish I looked a quarter of as good as he does.
No, and like, he can still move so fucking well.
Yeah.
It's mental. I mean, a few other people you wrestled 2.0. I think they're hilarious, but a really good tag team. Were they good?
Yeah, we love them. They're so nice. They took care of us. They don't get enough recognition for how good they are.
Yeah.
I think they're great. I'm so glad they did come to AEW.
Yeah, we just saw Matt last weekend at Deadlock Pro up in North Carolina, which was an unbelievable experience. And just to get pointers from him was really cool.
Butcher the Blade, how were they? Were they good? They look quite intimidating, but I can imagine them being quite nice outside the ring.
Yeah, big, scary boys in the ring. But like you said, outside, very nice.
The only one that wasn't televised, the Acclaimed.
Yes.
Obviously, Matt Caster with his raps, Bowens, work rates unreal. How are they? Obviously, that's a match that I never will see.
Yeah,
tell.
So one of my good friends who I used to work with, Jarrett, he grew up with Anthony in Jersey because Bowens is a Jersey boy. So they grew up together and they're friends. So the first time I had met Bowens, I introduced myself and I was like, I'm friends with Jarrett Shack. And he was like, wait, what? You know Jarrett? And I was like, yeah, we actually worked together for a really long time. He was my boss. So we kind of connected on that. So every time I get to see him, it's like, it's cool that like we had that little connection and that helped us gain a bigger connection. And the Acclaimed, and when they say everybody loves the Acclaimed, everybody loves the Acclaimed. Like if you don't, you're just stupid. They are amazing.
They're awesome. Have you and Bowen's, by the way, talked Power Rangers? Because I know he's a massive Power Ranger fan.
We have. There was one figure I saw. He was on Ethan Page's toy hunt, and he was looking for the flip head White Ranger figure, which is a holy grail in Power Rangers.
Saw the price that he got quoted at that.
Yeah, the price on that is insane. And I happened to be going to a Power Rangers convention the weekend that came out, and I was talking to him about it, like trying to see what he wanted. I was going to look out for some stuff. But yeah, we have talked Power Rangers. So I've talked to Ethan Page about it too, because he's a big chalk line guy, and they have a big Power Rangers line too.
I'm actually going to ask, because it's been all over the news this week, Cody's departure. I'm just going to ask if you can share any stories or memories of your time with him in the Nightmare Factory. Anything that stands out to you?
Actually, the biggest moment that stands out to me isn't actually wrestling related necessarily. Towards the end of our 12-week camp, I had a rough last 3 weeks of camp. My great grandmother came down with COVID and actually ended up passing away from it. And at the same exact time, Ibushi, my second cat, had became really sick, and I was going through a lot of medical stuff with him, trying to save him and stuff like that. And the day my great grandmother passed away, we had training, and I went to training because she was in a different state, so it's not like I could be with my family or anything like that. And so I went to training, and I was not mentally there at all.
Yeah.
We ran a couple spots, or a part of a drill at the beginning, and it was clear that I was not in it whatsoever. And then we were doing some drills, and Cody had came into the corner that we were doing a man in four corners. That's what that's called. 4 corners. And I was on the outside of the ring, and he came over to me, and he was like, "Are you okay?" And I just couldn't. I was like, "No." I was like, "I'm having a really bad day. I'm going through some stuff." And he was like, "Hop down." And he actually took me off to the side and talked to me and was like, "What's going on?" And was giving me advice about my cat, because I was still fighting for my cat and stuff like that, and my great grandmother dying. So he just talked to me as a person. He was like, "You don't have to do anything in ring. You can sit and watch if you prefer, and just talk to me one-on-one on a personal level." And that's probably my favorite moment.
I love that. No, thank you for sharing that. And sorry for your losses, but I'm glad to hear that. To end the show in a positive way, and a positive memory. But I hope the decision he makes is, the best for him and his family. So that's awesome. What would you say makes you guys different to every other tag team in wrestling right now?
So personally, I think we do a really good job with keeping up with the era now, the generation nowadays. Because like I said, I'm 21 years old, so I try to keep up to date with what's going on social media, what people are liking on social media, what people are liking, what apps people are getting introduced to. So I think staying involved with the fans throughout that type of process is something that we do better than most. We're always thinking of ways that we can put new content out, whether it's a promo on Twitter, whether it's a promo on Facebook,
or your vlogs as well.
The vlog, yes.
Funny pictures that we can make to make people laugh. We're always thinking about wrestling, how we can get better, new moves we can do, this promo we can cut. Like I've said before, we are mindset on wrestling 24/7. And I think that's how we stand out compared to most.
Yeah, and that's one of the best things about living together is we're in the same house. So if we have an idea, I just walk up the stairs and be like, "Hey, what do you think about this?" Or he'll do the same. "Hey, what if we did this instead of this? Or we shot this promo this way instead of this way?" So our brains are never turned off from wrestling. There's times where I'll be laying in bed and I'll just be quiet. And my girlfriend will be like, "What are you thinking about?" And I'm just like, "I'm trying to think about this new move me and Hunter can do." She's like, "It's 1 a.m. Just go to bed." I was like, "Hey, just remind me tomorrow. I'm going to forget. But this is something I can do." But yeah, I mean, we're always active on social media, like engaging with the fans, just tweeting out new T-shirt ideas, new merch ideas, our TSF approved sticker where we approve whatever the hell we want, and people reach out to us like, hey, how can I get a TSF?
Yeah, death, taxes, TSF, like
there
just
you go.
little things.
So I would say our social media game, our creativity game, and again, to bring it full circle, just our connection in the ring, just how we're able to communicate without talking to each other, and also bring the fans into the aspect. Because some people just go out there, have their match, hit their spots, go home. We'll spend 5 minutes of the match in the beginning just yelling at the fan in the front row who won't shut up.
Yeah, just making him feel like he's in the moment. And like he said earlier, like we both feel like we were made for this. Like we have a drive compared to nobody else. Like we're going to make it.
Yes.
There's some things you just cannot fake, and that's chemistry, and that's partnership, and that's just friendship that shows, on the screen. And I can see it with you guys. I've got to ask this question just on my head, right? And the reason I'm asking is because I remember Sherry Martel said it in the Shawn Michaels documentary that came out about 15 years ago. She said that Marty and Shawn used to, with the old LJN figures, used to practice moves with them. Have you guys, be honest, ever done that? Oh, this will look good. Here's Spider-Man and here's Cody. Have you ever tried it?
Not now, as kids, yes.
I feel like if we had access to everything, we absolutely probably would. Like, if it was right in the middle of the living, we probably would be.
The biggest thing we like to do is we have a really big family room. That's where we're in now. We'll just literally push all the furniture aside. It's like, hey, I got a new move. Can you come here real quick? And we'll practice the mechanics of the move. Like, there's so many times where we just run spots in the house. Yeah. Like the first time I ever took a Canadian Destroyer was right over here onto our futon.
I'd hate to be on
Alan Angels gave me my first Canadian. Right, so we just always wrestle in the house. We're just always doing strike exchanges. Yeah. We're super kicking each other. We're always working, even when we're not working.
Can I move in? This sounds awesome. No, that's quality, man. Just the fact that's non-stop and practicing moves in the front room, Canadian Destroyer. I mean, I can't try it now because my landlord will kick off. But
there was one time all our curtains were open, and the three of us were putting heat on our other roommate Jen because she wanted to practice, and we're literally just beating the shit out of her in our family room. And our curtains are wide open, and we're like, it's all looking right now. They could just call the cops and they're going to jail for sure.
Oh, that's awesome, lads. That's awesome.